Hi, I'm Draxley, and I will never back down. For the longest time now, anything that happens to me never puts me down. And I say that because I know what I could do, I know my strengths, and I know my weaknesses. But for one thing, when I want something, I will never back down. I think it comes from, honestly, just knowing my abilities. It's not... I hate the thing with ego and just ego, like, because people, there's the difference between ego and actually knowing self-worth and knowing you can do something, knowing what your talents are and all that stuff. I know what I could do. I know what's going to happen, and I know that I can do whatever I put my mind to. I've done it multiple times. I've been doing this, and I just know whatever I want, I will get, eventually. There's a difference between ego and thinking that you want, that you're entitled to something. I've seen a lot of people, and I've met a lot of people in my life that have this giant ego over small things, wanting to win, not putting in enough work, and just being entitled. That's ego. That's something that, you know, hey, I'm entitled to this, and oh, I don't need to work for it because it's always, you know, gonna come to me, and, you know, that kind of thing. I know what my abilities are. I've done it multiple times. Actually, recently, I've made multiple accounts and gotten loads of views on different accounts just to see what my abilities are. And I can finally say that I know what's needed to be done, and I know I could do it. I've been on the internet for so long, and what I'm talking about right now is being big and getting big on YouTube, going viral or anything like that. I've done it before, and I know I can do it again. My first viral moment actually was from the Jake Paul versus I think it's just Gib fight, and I clipped KSI and Jake Paul bickering at each other, and it got 300,000 views. Now, I know it's not about me or anything like that, so it's not me going viral, it's them. But I know what needs to be done to go the next mile. And I've done it before again. I've taken a small moment from Minecraft, and it was big at the time, and I made a whole video about it, and it did really well. I've also done it again with another game, Rainbow Six Siege, and this one character was not doing so well, so I made a video about it, and that did 150,000 views. I know the formula, and I know what I can do. I've done it multiple times. I know what I can do. Only a matter of time before I get there. Never said I deserve anything. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, I just don't need anything in my life. But if I can get it, I can get it. I will never back down. I don't care what anyone says to me. I don't care if 100 people say things to me. At this point, I'm so locked in that nobody can even tell me otherwise. I've had family, I've had friends say things to me that, oh, hey, I won't make it. And, you know, it's just this, it's just that. What's funny is I was doing Twitch at the time, and I've gotten, like, about $80 worth of donations, and, you know, friends and family said, hey, it's not enough. Like, how does that make any sense? You're getting $80 from random people, and that's not enough? It's only a start, but that can also go to 80, to 160, to $300. So I just don't understand sometimes how some people don't want to get back up and keep going, because that's all I've been all my life. All my life, I've been inspired by the greats, but inspired by the people who have already made it. And That's what keeps me going. I used to think so weirdly about things growing up that, you know, certain things happen for a reason. Obviously they do, but certain things, you know, like everything was pinned against me as a kid. That's how I thought. And I thought I had to do this for my parents, and I had to do this to actually get money, and I had to do this to help my parents because I've seen that they were in debt. But now I can chill, but most importantly, I know what I need to do self-worth wise to keep going. Too many times when I'm demotivated, and yeah, sure, there's a bunch of times when I'm demotivated. It happens. Like, burnout is a thing. You're doing one thing your whole life, trying to do it, trying to make it, trying to lock in every single day of your life, and sometimes you're gonna burn out. But that doesn't mean you just stop or you walk away from your hobby. Just keep going. And honestly, something that J-Slat said was, if you have any doubts about doing something, don't do it. Just quit. Honestly, that's probably the worst way to look at it, but it's true. If you have any doubts of doing something, just walk away. There's literally no point, and there's no point to keep going if you're having doubts of something. I think sometimes I do have doubts. Sometimes it happens because I'm burnt out. I'm like, hey, you know, this isn't working, or this is not anything. But I take that time to reevaluate and keep going in a way that makes me happy and fulfills my life. Right now, I'm 22, and I'm looking for fulfillment in life. I'm just trying to get fulfillment. Fulfillment is what people talk about when they're like in their 30s or 40s, because, you know, it's halfway through their life. They're gonna die in 50 years, and, you know, at that point, they gotta prepare. But I don't want to be like that type of adult where I regret and say, hey, you know, I should have done this as a kid, or I should have done this as an adult. And I feel like fulfillment is the way to go. Lucky enough, I am lucky enough that I can afford to do this, which is great. But if I can do more, that would be great. But I'm also not caring if I do more or not anymore. I'm completely done with wanting more. Now it's just in the sense of wanting more to, I guess, create a legacy and, like I said, fulfillment in life. What's going to make me happy in the moment, that later in life I won't say, hey, I should have done this. And that's where people screw up. That's where people screw up later in life, is they don't do the things that they've always wanted to do. And I'm going to try my best to do so. Like I said before, I've had friends and family trying to put me down, like, literally, like, all the time. I think it's just hanging around the wrong people and just being around the wrong people that really put me on that mindset that, hey, you know, some things aren't right. Remember this time when I was talking to friends, and I was trying to convince my friend to, and also let him know that this dream of his was possible. And another friend chimed in and said, no, it's not. It's too much work. But I knew my friend wanted to do it. And I think about that sometimes. Why? Like, why do people give up? Why do people have an opinion on other people's work? Why does it matter that a friend or family says, hey, it doesn't work? Right? But it's just, it's that drive. They don't have that drive to do it. You know what? I understand, because maybe they don't think it's the right thing to do. Maybe they think it's too hard to do. And you know, I try to put myself in the other person's shoes. Maybe that other person doesn't even care about life. Maybe the other person doesn't even care to try. Is what he or she has wanted to do in their life. So there's no motivation. There's no willingness to try, and there's no willingness to lock in. But I always think back to that, because in a way, you know, I knew that I was doing the best thing for my friend, saying, hey, you've got this. Some people, they just give up so fast at another person's opinion. And that's something that, honestly, recently I've had to really hone in on. I think it's tough to take people's thoughts and take people's opinions and just really ride with them and be like, and basically your own opinion isn't your own anymore. And what you like is not what you like anymore. It's your friends, your families. But you are your own person. And I know that. I know that now, at least, either, as well. It's tough. And especially if you're friends with somebody, relative, that's saying for you to stop this, it won't make any money, or it won't do anything, or you won't make it. This won't happen. It's not a job. It's really tough to get past that. And recently, I came out to my parents. Not like that, in that way, because, you know, I'm a straight man, but I came out in the sense of I told them my hobby. And at first, they were a little bit... Honestly, no, they took it really well. They took it really well. I won't say recently, but I would say in the last year. I quit school. Quit school to continue this full-time. I'm a full-time YouTuber now, and I'm glad to say to people that I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm a full-time content creator, and I love it. And surprisingly, I thought that they were going to be a little bit and really mad at the fact that I did this, but I quit school. And only like 2 family members were like kind of not upset, but like worried for me that nothing would come out of it. But they all said that they were okay with it, and that they were happy for me to do what I was wanting to do. I think that's what really matters, and that's the right people to be around, is that. I don't care what other people think, because that's what other people think. It's just about what you think and what you want in life. And I know that. Hopefully, I convinced you to know that. I've been Draxley. Thanks for watching.